Good morning, guys, and welcome back to the Hobby Room. I know, well, the Hobby Room studio, that is. I know it's been a long time since we've done a video. I've had all sorts of computer problems, and I got into the Facebook thing for a good long time, and that's been a lot of fun. I'm going to keep that up. But in the meantime, I sort of let the videos slack. And I kind of miss waking up in the morning and have a cup of coffee and talking to you lot. So, as some of you may know, I'm currently missing the Dean DeGiorgio Sr. Memorial Warbird event. Life happens, something came up, I couldn't make it. So I figured I ought to do a video, but what could I do that isn't necessarily airplane related or car related, but just something to benefit the hobby, make myself useful today. And as I was cleaning off the table, I moved one of my manuals, and it dawned on me that I know I've touched on this in the past, but the way I do my manuals is something that you guys might be able to apply. I tend to be pretty bad with the electronic or the programming aspect of all of these, computer radios. I've got Futaba, I've got JR, I've got Spectrums, I've got Traxxas's, and if I have a shortcoming, it's absolutely the programming of those radios. So, my second problem is that, first of all, I've got to remember where I put the manual. And when I find it, it's this little bitty manual that I can barely read, and they're bound, so they won't stay open, so I've got to set a weight on it. So either way, this actually all started with my JR12X manual, which I didn't have because I got the radio secondhand. So I jumped online and I downloaded the PDF, printed it out. You can see where, oh no, this one isn't double-sided. That's why it's so thick. But I went ahead and I printed it out, and I ran over to Office Depot and went ahead and had it spiral bound. Now, I just did the same thing with my Futaba, and this one I did, as you can see, print both sides. And again, I went and had it spiral bound, so you get this nice clear little sheet on the front, and you get a black plastic backing. And what's great about the spiral binding is whatever page you open it to, you can double it back, set it on your workspace, and reference as you go, which you really kind of can't do with the factory manuals. So I went ahead and I've got one done for my DA100, which is up in that cub. I had one done for that cub. And it just dawned on me that that might be a little tip that some of you guys can use. Also, oftentimes when you download the PDF, it's got the most recent amendments. Oftentimes when you get a radio, they make a change to the manual or they correct a misprint, and you'll find that in the newest PDF. So really doing this gets you the most recent manual. It gives you the largest possible size. And once again, I'm going to set this aside for a moment. If you've got your transmitter sitting here and you're trying to figure out your, control throws, you can go to that section of the manual, double it back, and reference it while you go. And again, like I said, I think the binding, the actual clear plastic, the black back, and the spiral binding, I know is less than $10. I want to say it's about $6.50. So although you do go through a little bit of black ink, I just tend to find that this is a really good way to keep all your manuals together. Have yourself a little shelf in your hobby room, and that way all your manuals are together. You've got a full-on reference section, and it's just a cheap and cheerful way to get the job done. So guys, that's really it. I wanted to keep it short and sweet. I don't want to take up your whole morning or whatever time of day or night you end up watching this, but I thought that was just a neat little tip on a way to manage your manuals and keep them useful. So with that having been said, guys, have a great time with whatever your RC endeavors are, whether they be boats, cars, or airplanes. But I just figured that this was something that was universally applicable and just a handy little tip that, came to me by accident. So with that having been said, go enjoy your RCing, have a great day, and it's good to be back. You'll see a lot more of me soon. Have a good one, guys.